Belinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of The Eyes of Tamburah, Archives of the Invisible Sword, Book 1. Written by Maria V. Snyder and read by Wendy Bos. To Natalie Beejan, my chief evil minion, for being a wonderful friend, a spreadsheet maestro, a beta reader virtuoso, and the best evil minion an author can have. Chapter 1. The heat thickened the air in Shyla's room to an uncomfortable level. Sweat slicked her skin and dampened her sleeveless tunic. She adjusted the mirrors to better capture the thin ray of sunlight streaming through a single mirror pipe extruding from her ceiling. Moving another reflective panel until it illuminated the ancient map spread over her table, she resumed her work. The faded ink was barely discernible as it crossed the velbloud skin. The temperature rose another few degrees, warning her that she needed to retreat to the deeper levels before the sun reached angle 80. Despite being 3 levels underground, it still wasn't safe to be this high. All of her neighbors had descended angles ago, but excitement zipped along her spine. She was so close. Shyla continued to translate the archaic symbols. Nothing but sunlight would reveal the location of the Gorgane crypt, and the meeting with her client was scheduled for angle 210. The historian had paid her in advance for the information, which was proving to be more difficult to find than she expected. A damp strand of her long pale yellow hair slipped free of the tie, but she didn't have time to fix it. According to the map's legend, the blue line represented the tunnel the gravediggers had used. She traced it with a fingertip, honing in on... An impatient pounding on her door broke her concentration. She glared at the thick slab of rough, sand-coated glass that guarded her room. It vibrated with each knock. There wasn't time for interruptions, but if it was a client... "It's an emergency," called Banqui. She sighed. Everything was an emergency with Banqui. As the Water Prince's chief archaeologist, he believed his projects should be her top priority. But the man had referred her services to his colleagues, helping her establish a business. After a forlorn glance at the map, she unlocked the door and slid it aside, allowing Banqui to enter. He hustled into her room and stopped dead. "Scorching hell, Shyla! It's 1,000 degrees in here!" Banqui also tended to exaggerate. "Hello to you too." Ignoring her, he said, "I've been looking all over for you in the lower levels. The sun is almost at angle 70. What are you still doing up here?" She gestured to the map on her table. "Researching. You need to leave right away." "There's plenty of time before I'm cooked. Before I was interrupted, I was just about to finish up." She gave him a pointed look. But instead of apologizing for barging in on her and leaving, he just stared at her in shock. "Shyla, haven't you heard?" She studied her best client and perhaps friend. His short black hair stuck up at various angles, probably from running his fingers through it in agitation. He was frequently anxious and stressed by the Water Prince's demands. But this time, fear lurked in his dark brown eyes, and his tan tunic and pants, normally impeccable. He had plenty of diggers conscripted by the prince to do his dirty work, were torn and stained with blood. "Heard what?" she asked as unease stirred in her chest.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?